Welcome back to our mobile home rebuild. We have hit a turning point where we have repaired pretty much most of the rot in this house. We've done a lot of demo, a lot of work, and now it's finally time to do a almost final cleanup. I'm just getting tired of all this old insulation dangling from the ceilings, all the debris on the floor, everything. It looks pretty nasty, and we have a lot of stuff from all these repair jobs. We have scrap and wood, plywood and metal all over the floor. I just want to get it cleaned up so I can start focusing a little easier on the next projects. That's the goal today. I'm going to get my mask on because it's going to get dusty in here and it's going to get nasty with this old fiberglass. Okay, the first job is just getting everything off the floor. Well, we will need a few more boards in the house, so I'm going to throw all my fresh lumber up here on my scaffold. That way we can keep it off the floor while we clean and roll it around. Can you believe how many cutouts we have?
No.
That's what happens when you have 7-foot ceilings.
Yeah.
We're making progress. I just got all the scrap metal cleaned up, thrown outside. I'm gonna start picking up these little insulation pieces, and you might be wondering why those insulation pieces are on the floor. Well, we were actually doing some work the other day, and I pulled some of them down because they were just in my way. You can see they're missing up here. This insulation in the roof, it serves no good purpose. The only thing I can even imagine it doing is quieting the metal, because the metal roof isn't actually attached to the trusses. It's not attached to this wood anywhere. It's just resting on it and attached to the sidewalls, like a big sheet draped over the top of the house. So maybe that insulation was just meant to keep the metal from banging on the rafters, on the trusses. I don't know. But it's pretty crushed and it's pretty falling apart. So I'm just pulling it down and it's been in my way. So what I was doing the other day was actually straightening up a couple of these sagging trusses. They were hanging down quite a bit lower than the rest, and I wanted to fix them. So here's how that went. Now what I'm doing is I'm just eyeing the ceiling. We're not looking for perfection, but we're looking for sagging trusses that it's going to make the ceiling look sloppy and out of whack. Basically, if I just look straight down the ceiling, I can see one right there, right where that insulation's hanging. I can see the truss hanging down. So let's go down there and look at that one. This one right here seems to be rather low and it's sagging hard. Let me show you. We picked up this thin plywood and we're gonna use this to reinforce those ceiling trusses and get them straight again. So I'm gonna cut out a big wedge right now out of this sheet. I don't have my tape measure. It's an inch lower than our wood. Can they see this? How
Yeah.
it sags. We got it lined up on the ends, flush.
Yep.
And then it just curves down so far. And then when we put it on here, look at how low that is. That's huge.
Yeah.
See, now it's not angled as much that I can get it under there better. Oh, I'm not even gonna have enough length to lift it though. Whoa, what happened?
I don't know. What was that? Was that
we just broke the top of the truss.
Oh.
Just pretend you didn't hear anything bright.
Can you bring up the level? What was that? Here it is.
All right, so I think I got it all screwed up pretty well. And so we can take this off. And it shouldn't really go anywhere. So we got that all screwed in and let off the pressure, and it's pretty close. It's not perfect, but we're not going for perfection on this old ceiling. And while that's not like super strong structural, it took the sag out of it. Remember, it was hanging an inch below that plywood. Now it's pretty flush with the bottom of it. And pretty level across the ceiling when we put the level on there. And that's all we have to do. Now, unfortunately, when I was pushing up, there was a weak spot in the wood where there's a knot right here. And it did split, cracked and popped right in half. Now, it is pretty firm though because it's all held to that plywood. And if we need to, we could always sister up another piece of wood on this side of it. For now, I'm gonna leave it because it's not hurting anything and it's not going anywhere, but you guys get the point. Reinforced ceiling. And I'm just gonna eyeball this side of the house and see if there's any. I think these two over here are sagging because when we look on the outside, the roof is pretty sloppy looking over here. So I'm just doing it by eye because if you try to put a string on it or a level on it, you're never gonna be happy.
They're all off by each other.
Yeah, these things are 40 years old, and you can see they're not built with the strongest lumber available. They're pretty chintzy, pretty thin.
You want to just fix one at a time?
You see, well, I'm just trying to see where they are. You see this? Come closer, one more. That one, it looks really high, and it's making me have a hard time to see the rest.
Wonder why.
So I just want to show you, this is the next sagging truss, and you can see how much teeter there is pressing on this one. We're gonna get our plywood cut, screwed on. We'll come back with the after. This plywood is pretty thin. It's about 1/4 inch, a little thicker. And we're using this thin plywood just because it's lightweight, inexpensive, does the job. If you really want to stiffen up the ceiling, use thicker wood, 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, you'd have a solid roof. I thought I was going to be able to come back and show you guys this truss nice and level, not rocking anymore. But that's not the case. What I did was I discovered there's a big rotted spot up here that we didn't see. The outer rim board right here is all rotted out and the truss is no longer connected. I basically kept digging away all the loose wood and there's like barely anything left back there. So I'm gonna leave this one for now because this is gonna take a lot more work. In fact, this top plate is got a big bowl in it from how much wood rotted out of it. So I can't even properly shim it up in that area. Which one is sagging? I don't remember. This one?
I don't know anymore. It was one that had a lot of staples in it. Probably that one.
Okay. Yeah, you can see this is very, very bad. Let me get this part. Whoa, 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 watch out, watch out!
Oh man!
Are you okay?
It didn't hit me.
I'm glad you survived that.
Clumsy.
Maybe I could put that back up here now.
Are you sure?
I never saw moves like that from you. I thought you were doing karate.
I wish I could have seen what I did.
Well, we just got it on camera, I think.
Oh, it was filming? I didn't know you had the camera on.
Let's pretend that didn't happen. You want to come up here and hold this for me? This doesn't have to be anywhere special.
What broke now?
That knot is...
Oh, yeah. Whoa.
I mean...
Let's not break the window.
Pretend that I know what I'm doing. It doesn't look that bad here. It looks like this is higher.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're going off those four, that would be the higher one.
We did our best on the ceiling, and while it's not perfect, I think it's close enough for what we're looking for. So as you can see, actually, honestly, it didn't go as smoothly as I hoped. It took a lot longer. It was a lot more finicky. I was hoping it'd be an easy job of just pushing them up, getting them secured. It was a success. We got 2 trusses fixed. The third one we still have to work on because as you saw, we found rot in the wall up at the top plate. We're gonna get that fixed after we buy some more lumber. What I discovered was these trusses are all over the place. I mean, none of them are level with each other. They're just 40 years of sagging, basically, has taken its toll on them. Now, they're still solid. They're still holding the roof. They're fine. They're just uneven. So hopefully we got them even enough that we can put a ceiling on there without it looking too bad. I know there's some things we could do, and I could go through and reinforce every single one, but we're not trying to rebuild the entire house. We're just trying to make this work. I do want to take down the rest of this insulation though. Well, that was an itchy job, and I'm glad it's done. We got all the insulation out of the ceiling. I think now I'm gonna finish demoing this little section. You can see we have some original ceiling in place and this wall. I left this wall here because it's the exact center of the home, and I wanted to maintain some lateral strength, because if we have 60 feet of trailer with nothing supporting the middle, the home could tend to sway or bend if we had a heavy storm, some high pressure against it. You know, I didn't want any movement like that, any racking, so I said, let's leave this wall. We put a cross brace on it, and it's been fine. But since we are getting to that stage where we just need it gone, I'm gonna pull it out, and we're just gonna hope for the best. We're not in a stormy season, I don't think. We shouldn't have any big storms blowing through, and it'll be okay to take that off for a little while, and I could always put some temporary supports in later, but that's the plan right now. Let's get rid of this wall. It's getting cleaner by the minute. It looks fantastic in here. But there's still a lot of debris on the ground. We're gonna get it really clean, get all this loose stuff out of the ceiling. So I picked up a cheap leaf blower. This was a big suggestion in our comments, was to blow everything out with a leaf blower. I'm probably gonna regret getting this one and wish I got the DeWalt, but we're gonna try it. I'm gonna try to see if I can blast this out. Now this isn't the last mess we're making, but it would be nice to get this out of here. Well guys, it is looking better. I felt like that blower was a little underpowered, but it moved the debris. It was kind of like leaf blowing. As the pile gets bigger, it gets harder to move. So as my dust pile got larger and larger, it was harder to get it to keep going. But we got it down to the end of the house where we can scoop it up. We didn't bring enough garbage bags with us, so I'm gonna have to bring some bags so we can get rid of all that. And now this is gonna help us find all the staples that we need to pull or cut on the floor and just make sure we got everything done. We also have a lot of work to do around the top edge. All these little tufts of insulation that you might see, they're held on with staples. Those are easy to pull. Those are easy to pull out with some pliers. And I will probably do that even though they're not gonna hurt anything being in the wall. There's still some ceiling board that's wedged in the ceiling here. I'm gonna try to clean a little bit more of that out. So I think that's all we're gonna do today. I feel good stopping there, going home and getting a shower, getting all this dust off me. And now I have a plan. And I'm making a mental list of the wood I need to buy, first of all, because we definitely need to do a few more repairs. I thought we were almost done, but it's always something. So we got a couple of top plate repairs we gotta do.
Yep.
And we also need garbage bags. Remember, garbage bags, dustpan. We're gonna get this place clean.
Yep.
But it is looking cleaner and better already. So I guess that's all we have for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.
Bye.